Last week I got a lot of questions from people asking about that mug and where they can get one. Well, unfortunately, they don't really have an online store, it's a local potter, but I can tell you where you can get one of these. Links in the video description. Good morning to you, and welcome to today's JRPG Weekly Update. I'm SuperDerek, and I've got a bit of news for us to talk about today, but not, unfortunately, a whole heck of a lot. But I do have some pretty interesting news, at least to start with, which is Persona 5 Scramble Pantom Strikers. We might have a tentative release date, unofficially speaking. So, according to some Asian retailers, there is supposed to be an English version of Pantom Strikers listed as coming out on February 23rd, 2021. Just a few months away. In fact, as of tomorrow, 3 months away, which is really awesome because this is that action RPG style in the way of like the Dynasty Warriors style game. However, I've heard that it takes way more emphasis on the story elements rather than just the gameplay focus like Hyrule Warriors or something like that. This is actually a story that it's telling, which is exciting to me. Anyways, so this is interesting because generally speaking, like the Hong Kong region English releases usually coincide, at least for Atlus, coincide with the Western English releases. So it's probably going to be officially announced at some point here down the road. But February 23rd, 2021, mark your calendars and get ready to get that because I think it's going to be pretty good from what I've seen and heard. Scramble originally launched in Japan back on February of 2020 this year in Japan, and it will be coming here to the West on PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. In community news, there was actually a new fan project that was just recently released that's really exciting to me. It's a ROM hack that's been released to romhacking.net. This is the first project being released by the Secret of Mana script augmentation project, which obviously seeks to augment the script, or rather restore cut content from the original script of the English release of the game, which is pretty notable for having a lot of dialogue and everything cut by Woolsey, which he said the process of localizing it in that short amount of time nearly killed him to do it. So anyways, this project seeks to restore a lot of cut content, and currently, as it stands, the script of the game is already almost double the original size of the original release. And there's going to be links in the description to this fan hack if you want to see that, and definitely check it out. I think that sounds pretty exciting to me, and honestly, almost makes me want to dive into it. But you know, right now I'm making my way through Trails in the Sky, the third, over on Twitch. Maybe when I'm done, I can take a look at the fan retranslation. That could be really interesting. In other news, Cyberpunk 2077 footage has unfortunately been leaked online. And if that means if you're afraid of spoilers, well, beware, because there are spoilers about. Apparently, some people have gotten their hands on a PS4 version of the game early and have live streamed from the PS4 directly. And so apparently the footage doesn't really look particularly good, but hey, whatever. So if you're afraid of spoilers, it is now time for you to retreat to your bunker and batten down the hatches until the game officially launches on December 10th of this year. Also, in other news, a new website was put up by Square Enix, a countdown website for The World Ends With You. And this countdown site will have expired. The time will have elapsed by the time this video comes out. What it is, I do not know. Might have something to do with the anime, but I think we've already got kind of a release date for that anime. So I'm not really sure what it is. Is it a new game? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's mobile. I don't know. But if it's anything good, I'll be sure to let you know about it. So then moving along, that brings us to the JRPG Weekly Forecast. And the forecast begins on November 25th with Star Renegades, which was that just gorgeous sprite-based RPG that's from from Massive Damage developer. That's coming to PS4 this week. It already launched last week on PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. And also on November 26th of this month of this week, we have In Celebration of Violence, which is a fantasy action roguelike RPG, which is now coming to PlayStation 4. And unfortunately, that about does it for new releases this week, which would normally lead into the question of the week. But instead of posing a question to you guys, I wanted to take a moment and just acknowledge the fact that, this is the week of Thanksgiving, at least here in the United States. And 2020 has thrown us all a lot of curveballs, a lot of headaches, and a lot of heartbreaks, And sometimes it can be really difficult to remember to stay grateful for all of the things that we have, all of the fortune that we are living with. Just the fact that you're here watching me talk about RPGs means that you're already most likely in the top 1% of the world that is both literate enough to enjoy RPGs, and you have the expendable income to buy them and play them, and the internet access with which to learn about them. Like, all of these things mean we're basically alive and living through the best existence that there has ever been for all of humanity. Even despite COVID-19 and everything else, like, we get to enjoy the greatest storytelling told through any medium ever, the JRPG and Western RPG for some people. But anyways, I wanted to let you all know that for this Thanksgiving that I am especially thankful for all of you and your continued support of this silly hobby of mine. All 49,000 of you that have subscribed so far means so much to me. Being here on YouTube, sometimes it feels like I'm swimming upstream against a current, right? And having as much of you here today as I do puts me into another top 1% of YouTube creators, really. And for that, I have to acknowledge the fact that I am extremely fortunate and very lucky. So 2020 has really, it's been a rough year for all of us. And there's no other way to slice that. But in the words of Bob Ross, gotta have a little sadness once in a while so you know when the good times come. And like Bob Ross, we're all waiting on the good times to come right about now. But rest assured, the good times will come. And until then, I hope you all have a wonderful week and a pleasant Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll talk to you then. I am SuperDerek, and this has all been news to me. Have a great week, everyone.